Hey, welcome to the Jaysquared Podcast. I'm Jesoma,
I'm J-Rock.
and we've got a great show for you today. Wow, we've been pretty inconsistent with this whole podcasting thing.
Yep,
Why do you think that is?
because we're busy.
Oh, yeah, life. It comes
Life,
at
you
you
know?
fast, huh? Yeah, it comes at you
Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
Well, anyway, how was your past couple of weeks that we didn't see each other or post anything on Instagram or do anything with social media?
That's very loaded. um, it's been chill.
Nice. Have you gone to therapy?
Yeah, weekly, both for my knee and for
Nice.
my mental.
Nice. That's the best way to do it. I
Yeah,
actually started going to therapy again.
nice,
So your boy is back on. It's
nice.
actually pretty awesome. Got to get a lot of stuff out. I got a new therapist and stuff. So
That's good. Yeah, you got
yeah,
to find your fit.
yeah. I do miss my old therapist, but it's just that I'm not able to actually see her. I don't know. Talkspace is pretty weird with that stuff. And yes, I'm using Talkspace.
Better help.
Listen, BetterHelp doesn't take insurance. I tried
Yes,
to
it
sign
does.
up for. No, it doesn't. Well, not for me. I guess not for us. But I tried to go to BetterHelp, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't take that insurance. At least
Oh,
not
so
my
yeah,
insurance."
your insurance is shit. That's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Actually, sorry, I don't get that bougie insurance that
Whoa,
you have with your
whoa,
fancy job.
chill out.
Oh, look at me! I'm a sports analytic person.
I'm not at all. That's not what I do.
Oh my god!
At
Every
all.
time you have to boast about your job. Oh, look at
Shut
me!
up.
I make $800,000 a year. Congratulations, we get it.
You're wild, man. Don't be throwing that shit out there because people will believe it.
I know. That's my
No,
plan.
nah.
I want people to be like, "How much does she make? Why does the
Yeah.
podcast look like this?"
No. No, no, no.
So it is chapter 12. I think we're just gonna jump into it, do what we do best. And I mean, sorry about the inconsistency, guys. We're gonna try to get like really actually get back on it. But we have been really busy. Been doing a lot of J market stuff, doing my thing. So
Working
if
your
you guys need
job.
any, exactly working. But yeah, if you guys need any social media management, I'll let you boy. But let's get started.
Plug, plug, plug.
Plug. Shameless plug. All right, so we're gonna start off with our sports and entertainment. So talk to me about these NFL trades. I saw this one that it looked like it's gonna benefit us uh, as a Dolphin because you know I'm half Dolphin, half Patriot. That's how I identify.
Okay.
So I hear that this Dolphin trade is actually huge and it's going to like be a game changer. But every Dolphin trade is always a game changer, but ends up being nothing. So tell me
Um,
about that. What's going on? What's his name? Zeke? What? I forgot.
no, Jalen Ramsey? Is that
Why
the
did I,
trade you're
why did I
talking
think
about?
Zeke? Yeah, I
Well,
think
Zeke got
that's the
cut by
guy.
the Cowboys, so that's probably
Gotcha.
why.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's why I was
yeah.
thinking about that.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of
Jalen Ramsey.
off-season, yeah, a lot of off-season moves and trades and signings and all that stuff, but signing Jalen Ramsey like off a trade where we basically gave up nothing to get one of the star defenders in the league is pretty huge because we already have X, who's one of our best defensive back. So adding a duo with him and Jalen Ramsey is just it's pretty sick. So hopefully that continues to help our defense. And we did sign a new defensive coordinator, so that's huge. But I think the main issue or like the main worry for like Dolphins fans right now is Tua's health. And if he could be healthy the whole season. So without Tua, that's the only. I guess that's the only thing that stands out because defensively, adding all these new pieces is going to make us look great. Offensively, I'm not really worried apart from keeping Tua healthy.
Yeah, because one of the things I think it's just a Miami issue. It's always like I always see it with Miami players, any type of Miami sport. It's always just the closing out. Like I'm never confident in the consistency of like when it comes to any sport. I'm never
Um,
confident. Like
I
for
think
example, go ahead.
I would say we are consistent in a way of in the sense of like we'll either go on a 6-game winning streak or a 6-game losing streak.
But I mean an individual game. So I'm talking about like
Okay.
let's say we have a Dolphins game.
Hmm.
I'm never comfortable.
Oh no,
We could be up by
no,
16. I'm never comfortable.
no. I
But
agree with you.
if let's say or even let's say like the Heat are playing,
Mm. We don't talk
I'm
about the Heat.
never comfortable. We could be up by 20. I'm never comfortable. Like
We don't
but
talk
if
about the
I'm
Heat.
yeah, I understand. But if I have a 16 lead with the Patriots, I'm super comfortable. I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna win the game. That's how
With Tom
I.
Brady, yeah.
Let's say with Brady. Let's say
When you had Tom Brady,
if I have the Eagles up 16, they're gonna win the game. Like usually that's how it's supposed to be. When you have a blowout, you're supposed to win. But that's
you say
never the
that, and they
case.
just choked in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I get you. But it was a close game throughout the whole Super Bowl. So I mean, I didn't want to
It was
say
a good game.
Kansas City because it felt like it would have been a little bit pandering to the winning
Oh,
team. I didn't want to pander. You
my
okay?
light
That
is
your
my light's
lighted?
Latin for sure.
But yeah,
It was
so what you call?
flickering.
But yeah, I just get confused because it's like I didn't want to pander to the winning team, of course, but like
Hmm.
I could feel confident in those teams to go ahead and actually close out the show.
Yeah.
Miami has a real issue with closing out the show. If I have the Warriors playing and they're up by 16, you're getting blown out. Like they have a consistent team. I don't think that we have that consistency in us, and it just
No.
sucks.
Yeah. No,
It
I
does suck.
agree. I think this is a good move forward because obviously we did make the playoffs last year, and if Tua was healthy, I believe we would have beat the Bills. Because regardless of that, with our third string quarterback, it was still a very close game, and we definitely could have won that.
Yeah.
But time management and then stupid play calls messed us up. But I like the moves by the Dolphins. I'm getting excited again, but it's a whole wheel that Dolphins fans go through where it's like we're hyped, we're gonna make the playoffs, then we go through a slump, then potentially we make the playoffs, and then we go through another slump, and then we're either not in the playoffs or in the playoffs. So who
Yeah.
knows? But it's a roller coaster that I'm ready to ride every freaking year.
Die hard. Die hard. I like it. That's what I like to hear. All
Yeah.
right, so let's talk about these. Let's talk about March Madness. Man, I feel like we've done March Madness so much on this show, and it just helps me realize that we we we've been here for a while, and I like it.
Yeah. March Madness to me is like so chaotic but so much fun because the underdog could be any team. And it doesn't matter where you're ranked, obviously from the upsets that we've had already. A
Hmm.
team's just gonna pull through and then they'll make the Cinderella story route where it's like, oh, we're all rooting for them, and then eventually they get humbled, and we all get
Yeah.
humbled. So, yeah, I'm excited.
So let's hear about the games. What's happened so far?
So some of the upsets, we'll start with the men's bracket or men's March Madness first. So Princeton beat Arizona. Um,
I have no idea what any of this means. So explain
so
it. Why?
Arizona was ranked number 2, and Princeton, I believe, was ranked 15 or something
Hmm.
like that. So yeah, that's a big upset. And then yesterday, FDU, who's ranked 16, who had to play in the first four. So basically, before March Madness completely starts, there's about 8 teams who play each other. So it's a one game, basically like the play-in.
Yeah,
So they're playing in to
got
be
it.
the 16th seed in March Madness. FTU was one of those teams that did the play-in, won, and had to play Purdue. Purdue was ranked number 1, and they were ranked number 1 in the country for a while. It was between them, Houston, and Alabama for a good time. So yeah, FDU yesterday beat Purdue, which is like the biggest upset. So a lot of brackets after that, the percentage dropped to 0 because all the brackets were
Mm.
busted. So that was a big upset, especially for like an underdog school who is a very small school compared to how big Purdue is. So that was huge. And then the other upset, which shouldn't really be an upset anymore because this happens about every year in March Madness. Furman beat Virginia, and it's getting to the point where Virginia, no matter where they're ranked, they're going to lose first round. There's always
Mm.
one year where they actually like make it or win it all, but they have been very inconsistent in game ones or just like game 1, game 2, where they lose to an underdog team. So those have been the bigger upsets. Today, Duke lost to Tennessee, which is a big one too, since Duke is always a favorite. But Tennessee looked like a really good team, like all together, not just one star player. A very good team.
So, can you help me understand play-ins? Because I always get confused. So, what does it mean for a play-in? Because right now, for example, I've been watching, I've been watching the Lakers. Right, looks like they're in a play-in spot.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're number 9 or 10 right now, and they hopped up. So, what does that mean?
Um, for the NBA, it's different than March Madness.
Okay.
So, like with the NBA, something they're doing different now is 7 through 10. They'll play each other. If the team that's ranked lower wins the first game, they play a second game. If the
Mm.
team that's ranked higher wins, and they're in the playoffs. And they'll play either the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed. So that's NBA wise.
Gotcha.
With
With college, okay. With college, how does it work then?
Yeah, with college, everyone is ranked differently based off of their region or their conference.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if they win the bracket or if they win their conference like playoff thing, so they're all ranked on that. But every 16 seed, there's like 4, 5, 6 teams that you're like, oh, they should definitely be in the bracket, but they end up being either the first 4 in or the first 4 out. So it's like 8 teams where you're just like, all 8 teams deserve to be in the bracket, but based off of records, based off of either losses or wins that they had compared to other teams, either they go into the
Mm.
playing game or they don't.
So
So
everything matters.
every game matters, especially in college, like everything. Um, so yeah, like for example, Pittsburgh is one of those teams that did in the first 4, and they should have been in the bracket instead of like other teams, but they took a different route, and so far they're still in the March Madness world. So yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay, and what about the women?
All right. So the women's, honestly, it's been consistent. Like the front runners of what teams are gonna actually go all the way. So South Carolina is
Mm-hmm.
still a favorite. Um, Same with um what is it? Indiana is a favorite. I know people usually root for Stanford as well. Iowa could be like a little upset team. Um, Tennessee, LSU, but so far there's been a couple upsets. So South Florida beat Marquette in overtime by 2, which was a crazy game. Not a lot of people picked South Florida over Marquette, so that was pretty sick. And then Miami today, they were losing by 17, and they came back and won it versus Oklahoma State. And it's one of the biggest comebacks in NCAA history. So that was pretty sick. I watched that game. The referee made some crazy call at the end, which I was upset about, but it didn't like blow us over. So we were into the next round. Um, FGCU beat Washington State, which is a big one because I don't think FGCU has like a big women's basketball reputation or just like history. So that was a big one. And also another Florida team winning. So sick. And then Princeton beat NC State, and NC State is a powerhouse in women's basketball. So the fact that they lost is also a huge upset. So
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. There's so much going on. I'm
Yeah.
confused and I'm scared.
And the best thing about it, well, not the best thing because like you're jumping from channel to channel, is that they're both happening at the same time. So you kind of got to pick and choose which games you want to watch. Or like if you go on the NCAA website or March Madness website, they have like the multi game player. So you could have like 4 games going on, and then you click on the one that is either very close or the game that you actually want to watch, and it's free. So that's pretty sick.
That's pretty fucking dope. I'm gonna watch that. Now I'm
Yeah.
actually interested because I see it all the time when I'm at like a bar or I'm at the gym or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I'm confused, but now like I have an understanding about it.
It's so much fun. Like I enjoy watching it, and usually I'm not like heavy into college basketball because college football is my thing. But around this time, it's always fun, and I think I follow more of the women's side than the men's, so it's always like for me picking a bracket for the women's is more simple than the men's because I don't really watch them, but I always root for the underdogs. And Miami has won both sides. Georgia has won in the women's side, so let's go.
Okay, I like that. All right, so now let's jump into the UFC. We got
That's you.
Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. All right, so this is before they fight. Today's the fight. So today is March 18th. And yeah, this is a big one. So pretty much I'm just I'm just thinking that the UFC is just a novella. It's just a novella with punching people in the face. Because it's
Nice.
just like they have this crazy ability to like build this story and build
Mhm.
this drama that makes you just want to watch what's going on, right?
Okay.
So pretty much Kamaru Usman is an incredible wrestler. And he's dominated his position at 175 170 pounds, um, and he was the champion of that division. However, he fought this guy a while ago named Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is from the UK. Kamaru Usman is from Nigeria. Now he fought this guy named Leon Edwards, like I think a year before or something like that. I don't remember. And Kamaru Usman won. So this guy Leon Edwards has been beating people throughout the whole division just to get to Kamaru Usman, and then he gets to him, and then it's the same exact story. Kamaru Usman is putting work on him, destroying him, whatever, with his grappling and stuff like that. And just when it's all about to be over, last round, last seconds of the round, it's the fifth round. They're both like pretty much Kamaru Usman. He's moving. He's winning the fight comfortably, and then bam, gets kicked in the head and knocks out completely, flatlined.
Sheesh.
So he loses that fight, and now they're fighting again. The reason why it's so like I always watch Kamaru Usman's fights, and the thing is that he's a wrestler. What wrestlers do often is leave their heads exposed because
Mhm.
when you wrestle, you usually have a lot of head movement to work around the person's body to help you gain an advantage in the takedown, right? And also, when you're striking, when you're trying to strike and be a wrestler at the same time, when you move out of the way, you tend to keep your hands in front of you because it's a natural stance to you, and that's what kind of fucked him over. Because when he moved his head to the side, he kind of gave more momentum to the kick in the head. So he's leaning this way while the kick is coming this way.
Mhm.
Bam. So it's interesting to watch the build up because now you have somebody who lost their championship coming back to regain it. And this is somebody who's also very dominant, and he was dominant in the first fight, in the first two fights. So you
Mhm.
want to see what adjustments both people have made in order to kind of carry on into this one. So
Gotcha.
it's gonna be a fun thing. It's gonna be a fun watch. Now, also, we have some more drama. Some more drama, and this is my favorite type of drama. This is the drama. This is the type of drama that transcends sports, and it transcends like entertainment in itself. So we have Devin Booker going up against no other but the infamous Bad Bunny. All right, all right. Now you might be asking yourself, Jesoma, J-Rock, why are they fighting? What could possibly be the issue? I'll tell you the issue. It's another Kardashian, and this is what they do. They rope you in. They rope in. They rope in the most successful people. Make them enemies. They're great at it. So, Devin Booker is a basketball player for the Phoenix Suns.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying
That's
to fix
okay.
my light.
Keep adjusting. Keep adjusting. I'm just gonna tell the story. You already know what's going on. So then, Devin Booker is a basketball player for the Phoenix Suns. Great basketball player, in my opinion, of course. And then you have Bad Bunny, who is a top artist in the world right now, and he's dating. Which one is it?
Kendall.
Yeah, there you go.
Unfortunately.
Dating Kendall Jenner, and I mean, he's dating her, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, cool. This is gonna be just a random, like a regular type of relationship. Nah, it's not a regular relationship because Bad Bunny decides to go to go off on one of his songs and diss Devin Booker.
Was it really a diss?
Wasn't really a diss.
He just says that the sun is better in Puerto Rico than in Arizona
Why would
or
he
Phoenix.
say Arizona? He could have said LA. He could have said Miami. He could have said anywhere else.
Yeah, but is
Anywhere else.
that I don't think that's a. I mean, yes, he's
but
calling
why?
him
What?
out.
Okay. That's my point. My point
He
is
is
that
calling
he
him
did.
out, but is it that dramatic
why?
that Devin
Is
Booker?
it? Why did he
It
have to
isn't
call
to
me
me.
out? But why did he have to call him out? For who? For what?
Honestly, I am so upset at Bad Bunny. So like, whatever.
Like, I just want to know what the reason is. What was the reason? What was the reason?
A
Why did he
fucking
have to?
Kardashian. That was the reason.
Exactly. Why did he have to call him out? I mean,
Yeah,
with
Benito
Devin,
now is in timeout with all the
yeah,
Hispanic Latino culture. He is in timeout because why?
yeah, I don't understand. And I mean, I'll never understand why he did why he's starting to date her.
No,
But
he's
anyway,
gonna mess up
like
his career.
I just want to know, I mean, to me, what do you think about Devin Booker's response?
I could see how people could take it as a homophobic way. But I don't like Devin Booker, so I don't care.
Yeah, I could see that too, but in my opinion, I feel like what he said wasn't really like it could also not be homophobic at all. You know, it could also be just like I'm not worried about you when you're worried about multiple people. I mean, that's a different
But
way you
that's
could
not what he
take it.
said.
Well, I'm not worried about you when you're not worried about another man. You're worried about another person. Worried about other like you're not you've never been seen as a one-stop shop as a relationship partner. So why would I even worry about you? This isn't real. This might be fake. I don't know. It could be taken multiple ways.
I don't know. I just don't like Devin Booker.
Well, not right now. You don't like Bad Bunny either, so
I don't like either of them right now. So this drama, we could put
yeah,
it in the garbage.
it's beneath you. It's beneath you right now at the
Yes,
moment. So
literally.
and I understand. I understand. I get
Literally.
it. You have a lot to do. You have a lot to do. Now let's go ahead and talk about another like what's going on with these NBA players. You're gonna have to tell me because
I don't know what John Morant is doing. I don't know. There's just a lot to it. So like there's been a bunch of reports of him fighting 17-year-old kids, going to like shoe stores and fighting the workers because of their like his mom not agreeing to paying or just thinking that she deserves more respect because her son is an NBA star, even though no one really knows
Yeah.
um, who she is. Um, and then a bunch of this like fake tough going around where people are even making TikToks saying, "Hey, like you went to a private school, like both of your parents are together. You grew up in a great home compared to people who are from the hood who don't experience that. So why are you trying to portray like you're from the hood or like you've gone through these type of struggles?" So I think there's like a double standard right now because apart from that, like the things that have been coming out with like him and his IG with the gun and
Hmm.
then him going to the strip club and getting I don't know if you saw the picture.
Yeah.
Um that picture is like wild because there's like a bunch of cash all over the floor. Strippers literally on his lap, booty in his face. He's shirtless, and then there's a random like white guy just watching them.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's food everywhere, and I'm just like, what? Um, but again, like that
Yeah.
to me, like that's just a kid who is trying to have fun or whatever.
Yeah.
I think the issue more is trying to pretend like you're someone that you're not.
Yeah. Like I think that the biggest thing that I've always like that the biggest thing to me, I guess, is we have to identify what is deemed as acceptable, right?
Mhm.
Because I feel like if somebody hears something about I feel like the culture is fucked up in a way where it's like if somebody just hears that you did something and there's not really like a conviction, you'll still get in trouble regardless. Like with the whole 17-year-old thing, like the charges have been dropped. There hasn't been any conviction, anything like that. Why is he still going to get heat for that? That's what I think about that specific situation.
Well, I think he's getting heat for that because if you watch the video,
Yeah,
that's where the
regard
heat comes from.
I mean, I didn't see a video of the fight or whatever it is.
That's the thing. Because people post it and then delete it because it was the same thing with like the IG video of him with the gun. Like I saw it, but by the time that we talked about it, it was gone.
Mhm. And then like
Um,
even like with the gun thing, I was thinking about like, yeah, that's stupid to have a gun. But was anything that he was doing like illegal? Like because I mean, I guess we grew up in the time, like in the 90s where these dudes were on cocaine, getting fucked up at clubs. Like and you knew like Dennis Rodman was going crazy, but there was not like a oh well he disrespected the standards of the game or this and
but
that.
that's the key word. The standards right now are completely different than from the 90s.
Yeah.
Especially for someone like Ja, who people see as him taking over the league and being the new face of the league and being role model to kids. But again, like we have to stop setting these standards for players or for people because we're putting
People,
them
yeah.
on a pedestal and for
They
what?
can't they
Like
can't reach that. It's
no.
impossible to reach that.
And
And
he's
that's
super
why
young.
exactly. He's a kid. He's still a kid. He
Mhm.
hasn't gotten to live life. Like his whole life, like of course, being an NBA basketball player is hard enough on its own. Because you're not able to have a life when you're growing up. Like
Mhm.
this was your life growing up, and now
Yeah.
that you get a reward, you want to use it. And if I'm at a strip club and somebody's shaking ass on me, and it's not like I'm cheating on my wife or I'm misrepresenting the NBA. The NBA has nothing to do with that. I'm just going and having a good time.
That's why, like, for all that, I know it was TMZ, so they're just trying to make a buck off of it.
Of
Um,
course.
but like that should have nothing to do or shouldn't even be brought up in suspension wise when it comes to him. I think if anything, the team already suspended him, right?
Yeah.
Because what he did was detrimental to the team. Cool.
Yeah.
There was an investigation.
Hmm.
Nothing was found. the police are like, we're moving on. We already did our investigation. Nothing he did was wrong. Yes, having a gun is not legal in the club, but he didn't. No one else saw it apart from the video that he posted.
Yeah.
And then he also came out and said it's not his gun. It's not what he stands for. Now, what I don't like, and you tell me how you feel about this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the whole, oh, I'm going to take a break because this isn't who I am, and mentally, like, I just haven't been myself. And then you go to Florida for 2 days, and then you do this interview, and you're like, oh, yeah, no, I'm back. I'm fine. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
I don't
I
like that.
mean, yeah, I think from my point of view, it's also just like a kind of leave me alone type of thing. A leave me alone type of thing where it's like, all right, like how can I go ahead and impress the higher ups that are keeping me from doing my job?
Hmm.
And that's probably what their standards were. Oh, apologize, and I feel like they just make shit up, like apologize. How else can we get them? Go to
Well,
Florida, do
that's the
this, do
thing.
that.
Yeah, that's the thing
They have
too.
you jump
Because
through
like
hoops.
even the apology didn't even sound like him. You could tell it was PR or like his agent.
Yeah,
Um, if anything, like seeing how close he is with his dad, I feel like his dad should say something to him and be like, "Hey, like, why are you doing this? Why are you promoting gang shit when you're not in a gang? We know
yeah,
who was in a gang in the NBA.
yeah,
He's not one of them.
yeah.
So like you'll be here saying you're a killer and all that stuff. No, you're not, dude. Like you
But
play ball and you're really good.
exactly,
Like
and this is my
stop
problem
trying.
though. It's like also that we kind of like are putting it on. Like I wouldn't put it on his family to either because he's a grown man. Like he he's
Well, that's the thing.
he's
We said that he's a kid, but now he's a grown man. So
he's a
like
kid. He's young. He's young as in like spending his money is his choice. Like he should be able to have
Mhm.
his choice on spending it however he wants to. And if that involves throwing money, because if you're an older person, if you're like 40, then we're not going to sit here and be like, oh well, you know, you should be you don't have any place in like in the strip club like shirtless and shit. Like if you're like 40, 50 family kids, what I mean by being a kid is like I just got this money and I'm legal. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ham.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
when I got my first paycheck and I was 21, yeah, I went out. And that's what a lot of people want to do because you see it all the time. It's promoted. It's what you think
It's a
is the cool thing
lifestyle.
to do. Yeah, and I mean, I feel sympathy for him. I definitely don't think that he should be portraying this type of like, oh, I'm a hard ass dude and all this shit like that. I think Shannon Sharp put it like pretty much put his dad and him in his place. Like, hey, yo, listen. It's
Got know
not what
about
you
that
think it
life.
is. Yeah. So
Mm-mm.
I think that those are the type of life lessons that he needs to learn. But also I think the punishment that they give people in the NBA is ridiculous. And it's just ironic that Nike, as big a company as Nike is, like they don't have a backbone when it comes to standing behind players and people and stuff like that. Because I mean, think about
I
it.
I see where you're coming from, but I know that this is going the Kyrie route, and I don't care for Kyrie.
I know. All I'm saying, all I'm saying is that I don't think it's just Kyrie. I think it's just Nike's like a money grab when it comes to those things. I just think that it's
Always has
ironic.
been.
Yeah, I just think it's ironic that you have a voice to be like, you know what? Yeah, this is OD, and a lot of people have been saying it. This is OD, but Nike's
The
like,
thing
what? Not
is,
even Nike. Not even
it's
Nike.
all the companies.
It's
We've
all
known this for
companies.
years, so
Yeah,
I
it's shitty. It's just shitty. And people, it stops people from being people. It stops
Mhm.
them from being allowed to be people. And that's why it's to me, it's always gonna be fuck LeBron. Fuck LeBron for setting such a high fucking standard. Who told this motherfucker to be perfect outside? Oh, I'm gonna get my wife. I'm gonna be like you never see him do anything wrong. He's always been perfect outside of basketball. Like,
Um,
goddamn, he's the person that set the fucked up standard.
Yeah.
That's
I have nothing to say.
But yeah, that's our I guess our little rant about John Morant. Oh, look what I did there. Nice.
Rhyming?
All right, so we're on to our series recap. There are some things we need to talk about, some shows we need to address. So let's get into it with Abbott Elementary. What are your thoughts so far?
Okay, I
I
haven't
mean,
watched.
I okay, go ahead.
You want me to go or you gonna go?
I need you to go. I need you to go.
Okay, I haven't watched this week's episode. Um,
All right.
there's been some things going on that I don't know if I like the way it's going.
Me neither. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay. Are we on the same
Okay. Go ahead.
page?
We might
Okay.
be. We might be, but it depends about what.
Um, so I know we're going the charter school route, which is going to be interesting. But I think what's throwing me off more is the relationship between what's her face?
Janine.
Janine and Gregory.
Okay.
Cause I don't know if I like it.
Do you think she's better off with Vince Staples?
I think her and Gregory are the same person, just different, like have the same, like the same things.
Yeah.
And you could definitely see them being in a relationship because, they're basically the same people. But I
Yeah.
feel like Vince Staples' character treated her better and was a lot more chill than
Yeah.
Gregory is, because I feel like Gregory is very like OCD and controlling about certain things. Um and I don't even know if I like Gregory that much on the
As a
show.
person, I get you. Yeah.
Like he's not one of my characters or like top characters that I'm like, "Oh yeah, I watched the show because of him."
Who would you say you do watch the show because of?
Ava, 100%.
Of course. Yeah. All right. Yeah. She's fucking
She's the
hilarious.
best one. She's
Yeah.
freaking hilarious.
But okay, so this is my thing. I think that I don't like I yeah, we're on the same page when it comes to that. I don't like um I don't like Gregory. Like it's not that I don't like Gregory. I think he's actually pretty funny, but I just don't like the relationship that they're cultivating because it's it's just gonna be so weird. You get me?
Yeah, 100%.
It's gonna be a weird place to be, especially like at work. You guys are co-workers, and then on top of that, it was forged out of cheating.
Yeah.
And do relationships really last when they're created out of cheating? Like I don't know. I don't know. And I'm
Not
starting to
even
think. Go ahead.
not even cheating, but like alcohol induced and drunk and
And I also, I again,
there's a bunch
I'm
of
one of
red
those.
flags.
You're a bunch of red flags, exactly. And I'm one of
Mhm.
those people where I'm just like watching. I'm like, this is not going to end well. Like I don't think it's going to end well.
No.
So I just hope that they do their best in writing it out and making it like I know they're doing a whole will they won't they type of thing, but
Mhm.
I hope they do a really good job of like mapping the whole relationship out and not making it something that's so simple. Because I
Yeah.
liked last season, or like I liked last season when Gregory was dating, or or I think it was last season or at the beginning of this season, somewhere around there, where Gregory is dating this other girl,
Yeah,
and
earlier
she's
this season.
yeah, it's I like that because then it creates that tension of like, oh well, I gotta move on, and then like I like her being single. I don't like her being in a relationship with
Yeah,
somebody
and
else.
I think a lot with this season they've been trying to show like who Gregory was dating and how they're polar
Mm,
opposites, and same with Vince
yeah,
Staples and Janine. Um but I would say the difference is that with both Janine and Gregory, they don't pick up on the social cues or like the so like when Gregory gave his girlfriend a gift when all she really
Mm-hmm.
wanted was to go to like the spa and chill out, and he got her like
Yeah,
some Lego thing. Like, dude, come on. Like, how could you actually think that's a great gift
yeah. I
for
think that
someone?
he thought he was doing. I mean, I gave him points for consideration because he said that she's allergic to flowers, so that's
Mm-hmm.
why he got the Lego set that is flowers.
But there's
So
other ways. It's just
I
like he has
know.
such a like kid mentality, and maybe it's because he works at an elementary school.
Yeah,
But sometimes like some of his gifts, or like even when they were planning the trip and how he was like, oh, this is the itinerary, like this is what we're gonna do, even though she just wanted to go chill. Like, I
yeah.
don't like that because that's very
And that's one of the
controlling.
things to me. I think that that's what made her, even though she was very materialistic, I think that's one of the things that would have made her great for him because at the end she's just saying like she's that like you know how when you're dating somebody you have that person that's like your chill button or
Mm-hmm.
it like helps you compliments you because they're opposite, and that's what it could have been with that, but I mean, unfortunately, you know that
Didn't work
fizzled
out.
out.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how the rest of the season goes. I actually
Hmm.
am enjoying this season. I think a lot of the episodes have
Yeah,
been a lot better and funnier. So yeah, but I have to catch up on
yeah,
this past week.
yeah, of course. Yeah, me too. I missed it as well. Ted Lasso, season 3.
Yeah,
What's
you
going
haven't
on?
watched any
I
of
know,
it.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
Disappointed. Um
Alice has been telling me. Alice has been telling me that we need to start, but I'm
it's
gonna. I'm
so
going to.
good. All right. So season 3 came out this past Wednesday. Um First episode was very much about fighting for things that you love, even though you don't feel like you should be fighting for it, or like questioning yourself. So the whole episode, like, Ted keeps questioning himself, like, why am I here? Am I still good enough for this job?
Whoa,
Like,
whoa, whoa! Don't ruin it.
no,
But
I'm
go
not
on.
ruining it. But yeah, so basically a lot of that. And then by the end of the episode, he realizes that, and not only him, but every character realizes that um, sometimes things are worth fighting for, even when you're like stuck in a little dark zone within your head or within whatever you're going through. Like, it's worth fighting for, especially with people that support you and want you to excel. So I really liked the episode. It was funny. I was reading online that not a lot of people thought it was funny, that it was too dramatic. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck they watched, but it was really good. Like, I chuckled, I laughed, I died. It was great. A great little intro to where the rest of the season in the show is going to go, and the actual soccer season.
Okay, that sounds good. This sounds fun. But
It
this is one
is.
I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch The Mandalorian.
No, yeah, that this one is on me. Mandalorian season 3 came out a couple weeks ago.
Hmm.
Um it was
What do you think of Pedro Pascal, bro? What do you think
What
about
do
your
I
boy?
think about my fellow Chilean Pedro
I don't know.
Pascal?
I think he's getting a little bit too popular, bro. I think he's getting a little bit too popular.
I'm happy that
The
he's finally
the
getting the
reason why I
attention he
say that,
deserves.
no, I think he's thinking too highly for himself. Of himself. I'm sorry.
No, you're wild.
They asked
That's
him. They put
racist.
him on a lie detector test.
That's racist.
They put him on a lie detector test, and they asked him if he thought he was a sex symbol, and he said no, and it
And
was a
it lied.
lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he thinks it. Like, come
Yeah.
on, like, all right, all right, all right.
Come
And
on
everybody,
now.
they're hyping him up a little bit too much now. It's a little bit
Hey
too much. They're
man,
gassing him up a little bit
you
too much.
gotta accept the gassing up though. Come on
Nah,
now. Come
I
on now.
mean,
That's daddy right there.
oh my god, I hate it here.
Yeah, no. I think it's funny how a lot of people call him daddy, and like he's embracing it, because I know a lot of other actors or like famous people are just like, no.
Yeah,
So I
no, I
like that
mean,
he has that interaction with the fans. So
yeah, no, I'm messing around. I mean, I see him, and that's great for him. That's great for him.
no, yeah, I'm excited
But
for him.
I'm not watching The Mandalorian though.
No, I know you're not. I don't know where we're going with the season yet, but the first 2 or 3 episodes that have come out have been really good in a sense of like the first episode was okay cuz it was very much like we're here and then we're here and then we're here, but we don't know
Mhm.
exactly where we're going, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get you.
But the second episode kind of just like cleared everything up, and now I could see the direction that they're trying to go through, and it was very a very well directed episode. I haven't watched the new one for this week because again I have been busy, um, but I'll catch up. Same as Abbott Elementary.
Got you. All right. Now, The Last of Us. Has the season ended?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
oh
so what did
yeah.
you think? Without ruining it, what did you think? Because my girlfriend doesn't like it, so I'm not gonna watch it with her there, but I'll watch it on my own for research
I yeah,
purposes, of course.
I don't understand Allison. Um,
I don't understand either. Hey, I don't understand either. I'm be honest. We watched and it was episode 3 or 4 where
mhm.
when with the gay dudes.
3.
Yeah, that episode made me cry. It made both of us
Thank
cry.
you.
Yeah, it made both of us cry. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Mhm.
And then Allison was crying
Mhm.
watching the episode. And I was like, "What do you think?" And she's like, "Yeah, but that had nothing to do with the story."
It had
She pulled a U. She pulled a J-Rock when it comes to DC movies that don't have to do with the DCU. Like, well, does it have to do with the story? So it doesn't matter.
yeah.
So like I was sitting there and I was like, damn, I mean, I'm gonna give it a shot. But it like I saw a little bit of her point there. I was like, yeah, I get it, but it can't make somebody like the show because it wasn't a part of the story. You get what I
But
mean?
it is. It is part of the story. But again,
Small part.
it's
But it
a
was such a
it's
big
a
part. It was such a heavy thing
yeah. I
to not
think
see the characters go on.
So there's another episode like that
Mm-hmm.
coming up that you haven't seen.
Gotcha.
Where it's another big part in the video game, but now that they could show it on TV, they're expanding it and making it
Gotcha.
more. So I understand what she's saying because a lot of people, well, a lot of homophobic people were like, "Well, that episode was stupid. Like, I don't want to watch this."
Yeah,
Um,
that's dumb.
and they like lowered the rankings, even though it's like one of the best episodes from the season.
Has
Um,
to be. Has to be.
yeah, there's like 2 other episodes that are upcoming that you haven't watched. I think it's episode 5 and episode 8. Episode 8 is 10 out of 10, top tier. The emotions and rage that you feel that whole episode is just amazing. And then episode 5 you will like cry and need to watch like Disney Channel or like Cartoon Network after cuz you will be unwell.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. I like
Um
that. I like that.
yeah. And
But what
then
I'm hearing, the thing that turned my girlfriend off to the show was that the first episode started off and it felt like a video game. It was going in. I was like, yeah, damn. And then
mhm.
like towards the end of the episode, like it was just walking, and then the first pretty much most of the second episode was just like kind of like more walking.
Well,
And
that's
yeah,
the whole mission. The whole mission is for them
I know.
to
It's just a slow burn, I guess.
it really isn't.
It was a slow burn up to that point of like when we got to them getting a car. She was like, "Oh, so now they're just gonna be in a car doing the same shit," and I was like, "Ah, "You don't understand."
I don't agree with any
I
of
know
Allison's things
you
right there
guys.
just because I feel like
Well,
at this point she's just kind of hating on it.
oh
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
feels like because
I can see that. I can see that.
it's literally one of the best shows that's come out this year, if not the best show. But the season finale was really like really good. I thought it could have been 10 more minutes longer, than what it was, because I felt like it was a bit rushed. But overall, season 1,
You think that that's
it's
quality
a
television?
I think it's like in the high 8 or 9 levels of 10.
Okay, I think that that's a. All right. So you think that that's a big claim, man. You do know that, right?
Well, it's not only me. If you just go read the
So
reviews or
what do
read
you?
comments.
So let me ask you this: One Division or The Last of Us?
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I said it's a big thing for you to say.
No, I know, because The Last of Us is up there.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a big thing for you to say. So that's why I'm pulling your card. I want
Is
to
it
know.
in WandaVision levels? I will say yes.
Okay, okay.
At least for me, because the fact that I felt something after each episode and was like into it, so like really
Hooked
close
in.
to buying the game to
Yeah.
play it. Yeah. So,
Okay. All right. So there's a show called. Well, this one is not very recent. I mean, it's been out on Netflix for a very long time. It's called Inside Job. So there's a little backstory on it. Pretty much, it's about this company. Well, not this company. It's about like the underground CIA type of thing and all
mhm.
these what are they called? All these conspiracy theories and shit like that are real cover-ups, right?
Mhm.
So they explain it. They have jokes about like the conspiracies and stuff like that, like the Denver airport. They have pretty much about UFOs, Illuminati, all of these things, all the people that are a part of it.
So basically
Um,
conspiracy theories.
yeah, a bunch of conspiracy theories, how the government controls everything, and they're like a branch of the government that controls everything and stuff like that. So they just go through things to make sure that their company stays afloat. This show was top tier. It was awesome. It was an awesome show. But and people were requesting it. They were like, "Yo, we want more. We want more. We want more." And then it just mysteriously got canceled. They're like, not really much explanation given. Just like you can't do this anymore. And they were putting out things and theories that made you think about like, oh, what
If
if
it's real
this
or
did
not.
happen? Yeah, like
Oh, so am I hearing a fellow conspiracy theorist in the making?
I can't say too much. I can't say too much. Nah, I mean
If I
it's a
speak, I'll get
real.
in trouble.
Nah, I mean I think it's just like it's a very interesting show. Binge watched it, and I think that you should do the same. So watch it.
Okay.
I'm doing that thing where I'm touching my hat a million times.
Yeah,
All right.
well,
So
I'll watch it if you watch Ted Lasso.
okay. All right. That's a good trade. I like that.
Cool.
So now, moving on to our next segment. All right. Am I a J squared asshole? So we got this one was pretty detailed, and I'm gonna read it out.
I'll
And
just
we're gonna
listen.
decide if you are a J squared asshole. This is from Anonymous. Am I a J squared asshole? It was a night just like any other. This was an event I was attending with a friend of mine. As we approached the main entrance, there was a wide open long hallway that just opened up into the venue. Just before we entered the hall, my friend and I both noticed 4 or 5 fairly attractive women walking in front of us, maybe 30 feet or more away. I was the closest to the left side of my friend, and my friend was more in the middle of the hallway entrance. Right before we entered, I yell out, "Damn you fine! What that thing do?" As I shoved him more into the hallway and ducked out of sight, left opening, and then I watched him struggle to find words to explain the situation and awkwardly point off to the left, and they saw nothing as I ran away, cackling like an insane person. I couldn't help but think, am I an asshole? Or am I a lovable rascal? Or maybe a comedic agent of chaos. What do you think? Am I a Jaysquared asshole?
I think
Honestly.
everyone who catcalls women are assholes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that you're double the Jaysquared asshole because one, the cat call, and two,
Yeah,
you put your friend on blast for no reason. So yeah, you're a Jaysquared asshole. I'm sorry.
100%. Yeah.
There's
There's so many things
yeah, there's so many layers,
to
right? It's
unpack.
layered.
Yeah.
It's
It's
layered
the
because
cackling afterwards.
yeah, that too. And it's like, what am I? And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, sorry, man, you're a Jaysquared asshole.
Yeah.
Even if the cat calling wasn't serious, you just can't do it. It's just not something that makes people feel comfortable.
At all. At all.
Sad. It's sad to say it, but my friend, you are a Jaysquared asshole.
Better luck next time.
Better luck next time. Actually, no, take this advice, internalize it, digest it, and understand why you're wrong. And now you will understand.
Grow.
Like, grow, growth. That's what we're about here at the Jaysquared Podcast.
Growth.
So if you have more Am I Asshole stories, feel free to send them in. We definitely want to go ahead and get these. We want to give you that advice, give you that shoulder to lean on, and let you know if you're an asshole or not. Because we're the experts. Because we're assholes. So we get it. I hate you so much. So, on to our next segment, which is our special topic. All right, this one's going to be quite a doozy for us. It's going to be a little bit strange because I don't think we've been in a position to talk about this. It's going to be a little bit of an emotional roller coaster for us, right? Because we're not really used to these types of conversations.
Sure.
So, special topic of the day is it okay to be controlling in a relationship? When that jumps out at you, what do you initially think?
Well, I don't only think about like a love relationship. I also
Mm-hmm.
think about like friendships or relationships with your family. Uh, so that's the way that I'm seeing it. Because obviously
Okay.
there's different layers that go through, like that people go through when it comes to being controlled or controlling others in any of those
Okay.
relationships.
Okay. Now, I mean, to me personally, I don't think you answered my question because I said, is it okay to be controlling?
You
And I
didn't
feel
ask
like
me
you just,
that.
yeah, I did. I said, is it okay to be controlling in a relationship?
Oh, no.
I was like, are you trying to get away from this question?
No. I don't think it's okay.
I think that I think it is okay to be controlling in a relationship in specific situations.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
You're
'Cause
like, wait a second.
I was like, I know that in certain situations, like especially like parents and children, you do have to be
Yeah,
controlling. So in that sense, yes. So, but I think where
yeah,
my head was at in that moment is other situations where like you're controlling what people wear, you're controlling how people
yeah.
talk,
I never
and that's not
understood.
cool.
Yeah, because okay, so when it comes to something somebody wears, what do you think?
I've
Like,
seen it. I've seen it with a
mhm,
lot of relationships where it's like you could tell, and I hope this doesn't offend anyone, but this is the way that I see it. You could tell that the person who allows others to control them are in that moment just weak minded.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
100%.
because if you're letting someone tell you what you could wear, and you're like, okay, so you go and wear things that you don't want to wear or things that aren't like who you are.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me, and it sucks because I've seen it happen to like people that I care about.
Yeah.
But whenever like you try to be like, hey, like what they're doing is not okay, there's always like, oh no, but they love me. Oh no, but they're doing it because
Mhm.
it's for the best of me. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
they're not. They're holding you back, and they're just showing how much power they have over you.
I think that there's a difference. Like, because I don't know if we'll agree on this point,
Mm-hmm.
but I never tell my girlfriend what to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, first and foremost, this is how I always explain it because I never understood the you shouldn't wear that because of this and that. Um, you could wear whatever you want, in my opinion. You're allowed to feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable, you can wear whatever you want because your boyfriend can fight. That's exactly how I explain it to my girlfriend. So do with that what you will. Now, do I let them know, hey, look, I can see this. Just to let you know. Like, let's say she's wearing a top, right? And she's not wearing a bra or something like that. And like, you can see her nipples. I'll be like, hey, just to let you know, you can see your nipples. Like, oh shit, I didn't know. That's how
That's different.
that's different. Yeah, I know. But if she's like, oh yeah, I know. And it's like, all right,
That's
cool.
that's like saying, hey, that shirt that you're wearing doesn't match what you're like, doesn't go with
Yeah,
your pants, or hey, like that shirt makes you look a little bit, makes you look fat, or it makes you look too
yeah,
skinny, or like it just doesn't fit. That's different than saying no, you can't wear that, you are wearing this color,
yeah,
or you're wearing this because this is how I want you to look.
yeah,
That's different.
definitely. Like we went to the gym the other day, and then you know those like scrunchy pants that scrunch like in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wear those today, and she's like, all right, cause I you're like I don't understand what the issue is. Is it like you're scared that another guy's going to impose their will on your girl? I just don't understand what the logic is behind you can't
But
wear what you want.
it goes both ways. It's not only guy to girl, it's also girl to guy, or guy to
Hmm.
guy, girl to girl, whatever.
Yeah.
um it goes both ways because I've seen it happen where like a girl tells a guy that he can't wear bright colors, he has to wear neutral colors because wearing
Mm,
bright colors is not
manly.
acceptable,
Okay.
manly, or not acceptable, or just um doesn't fit what
Damn.
they see
I never
as
even
a.
thought about that. That's why I always think about it from my point of view, or I always explain from my point of view, because I know
Mhm.
damn well like I have no clue what other people go through.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's just weird.
and I'd be damned if somebody tells me I can't wear pink. Like, shit, I'm
Right?
feeling on pink
So
right now.
yeah. So like to me it's like you're cutting off the way that that person could express themselves, whether it's like wearing pink or like wearing bright shoes, or wearing a hat that's not forward but backwards. Because I know growing up as a kid, whenever I wore my hat, I like to wear it backwards or like to the side because I was a
Mhm.
goofy kid. um but I
Yeah.
know, yeah. um So I know a lot of people like would be like, no, that's not how you wear a hat. This is how you wear a hat. And it's like, let me express myself the way that I want to
Yeah.
express myself. So
So, how do you establish like boundaries when it comes to control then?
um I think a lot of it comes with mentally, like where you're at. Um because if you start to feel or see the controlling happening, or like the manipulation of it occurring, um before like it's too deep or too into it, then yeah, you could set your boundaries. But when
Yeah.
you're really deep into like already being controlled for like months or years, it's very difficult to set up boundaries because then they take it as an attack. Um,
Yeah.
so I think it's hard to explain how exactly to establish those boundaries, but knowing what your red flags are or knowing like what your gut feels in that moment. So like if I'm in a relationship with someone and they're like, "Hey, um I don't like when you wear hoodies. You should never wear a hoodie again." I would be like, "I have how many hoodies?" Yeah, no. I'm going to wear what I want first of all. Second of all, uh like hoodies for me in general are like comfort. So you telling me that I can't wear a hoodie is a red flag.
Yeah. It's like you
But
telling me that I
again,
can't be.
so again, each person has different red flags or different like, "Oh, yeah, no, I don't like
How do
that."
you how do you feel like when it comes to like friendships that you can have? Like if somebody says, "Oh, well, I don't think that you should be having a friendship with a guy." Like if you're dating somebody and they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't have any friendships with guys because guys are like or every guy's gonna try to get at you and
Mhm.
this, that, and the third." How would you feel about that?
I see that more like if for women who have friendships with other women.
Hmm.
Um there's a lot of like
Really? Wow. Okay.
a lot of things like that where it's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be her friend because she does this, this, and this," or "She shouldn't be your friend because she wears this, this, and this." When in reality, it's like, "I don't want you to be her friend because that means that you're gonna get along more with her than with me."
It's gonna take time for me.
Yeah, and that's another way of controlling people because it's like, "Oh, well, if I want to hang out with this person because I think they're cool and we have this in common and we like the same movies, why are you telling me that I can't be friends with them? Or why are you
Yeah.
saying, oh, like, don't be like, no, you guys can't hang out." So I've noticed that a lot more with women and women um, friendships, but I could also see it with women and men or the other way around because it comes. I think people find it weird that we're best friends, but
Yeah.
we're not in a relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I was
And
gonna get at.
yeah, and to me it's like, well, why do I have to be in a relationship with a guy just because we're friends?
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing is communication, right? Like
Mhm.
I think that you do a lot of things right when it comes to being a friend. Because there are some girls that might think, "Oh, you can't have friends that are girls because I know what that means, like or whatever." But you make an effort to actually consistently involve yourself with not just being my friend, but being my girlfriend's friend too. So being both of our close friends, being both of our best friends, like you that's where you kind of went right. But a lot of people they feel like when you get into a relationship, it comes as a package. And I
Mhm.
guess the insecurity that could come from somebody else if their significant other is having just like an individual relationship that is just aside, like completely aside from them. So I guess I get it, but at the same time, the you can always communicate. You can always be a part of that conversation. You could
Yeah.
always jump into it instead of like putting a barrier on that person and who they can be friends with.
Yeah. To go back with that, I feel like a lot of the times with girl and guy friends that the guy ends up being in a relationship or the girl ends up being in a relationship with someone else. Um, it really shows you like true colors of that friendship
Yeah.
because if jealousy pops in because now they're with a significant other and it's not you, then
Hmm.
that wasn't really a friendship. That was like more of a situationship where you were hoping something more would come out of it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. Okay.
to me, like with our friendship and then with my friendship with Allison, like you guys are my best friends. Like to me, like that was never going to be an issue, unless like I didn't think whoever you were going to be in a relationship was good enough for you.
Yeah.
So,
Damn, that's a good point.
mhm.
Now, is there a healthy way to solve a controlling situation, or should you just leave?
I feel like there's always a healthy way, but it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
If the person is willing to admit or see their faults and want to change, then yes, there are healthy ways of going about it. But most of the time, there isn't, because when you catch someone or call them out on being controlling or just like manipulative, they usually go back to their own protection and throw
Hmm.
it back on you and saying, "Oh no, you're the one that's controlling. Oh no, you're the one
Yeah,
that's
they
this. You're the one
gaslight
that's
you.
that." Exactly, and they flip it. So it's hard. It's hard. But my thing is communication. If after you express how you feel to the person who's controlling you or manipulating you or gaslighting you, if you explain how you feel and they still don't care, it's not worth it. That's when
Yeah.
you got to be like, "All right, I'm out."
Yeah, that's a damn, J-Rock. All right. All right.
I'm in my bag.
So that's yeah, that's true. It's like there's always a conversation that you can have. There should be there should definitely be a respect with that conversation, but at the same time it's like you gotta know when to quit. You gotta know when to give it up because this person obviously isn't gonna respect you. But yeah, I feel like you should always have that conversation, that initial conversation. Oh, okay, you still feel this way? I'm gonna go ahead and bounce. But damn, that is true. That's a lot of there's a lot of insight. I like getting your perspective on these things um,
Thanks.
because it's just I think it's just like pandering. If it's coming from somebody like we always like I'm in a relationship, so it's like pandering. If it's like my point of view only, I always like to get your point of view. I like to get every different type of person's point of view. So that's pretty dope.
No,
Um,
I enjoy it too because we get two different perspectives, and sometimes things that you say, I haven't thought about it that way. So I like getting that insight. So then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I could see it that way too.
just a match made, man. This is what it is. We're just a match made in heaven, J-Rock.
Amen. It be what it be.
It be
Look
what
at
it be.
God. Look at God.
Look at God. Look at God. And with that being said, guys, I think we did it. I think we accomplished our goal. We came back. We brought it. We gave you guys some amazing topics, some great
Mm-hmm.
conversation. Hopefully, we didn't mess up any relationships with this special topic. Um, and let us know if we did.
Drop a
uh,
comment.
drop a comment. Let us know. So what we want to do is ask you guys once again. Go ahead and send your "Am I the Assholes?" We love reading them. Well, I love reading them or trying to read them because we already know. I'm still.
I'm
You
dead.
could DM us. Email us. You could do whatever you want. Just get it out to us so we can go ahead and put it out there. Um, we also want to say Happy Women's History Month. I mean, it's definitely been a
Gang,
wild ride
gang.
for women everywhere, especially throughout the past couple of years. And I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, as a man, I am sorry. This shit's crazy. But
Yeah.
definitely do appreciate everything, every woman that's been in my life that's guided me towards something that's been better. I appreciate you, J-Rock, for being in my life.
Thank you.
Definitely giving me some insight on things that I never would have thought of because I am merely just a man. Uh, but 100% want to go ahead and just put out that positive energy into all women and what you guys have been doing to keep pushing forward. We're in this fight together as minorities with no power. We need to rise to power, and the only way to do that is through convincing and strong-willed behavior. And
Together.
yeah, together. Anything you want to say for Women's History Month?
We rock.
I love to hear it. I also wanted to go ahead and let you guys know we're doing bigger and better things at J Markets every day. So if you need a brand new website, if you need social media management assistants, if you need somebody who could just bundle that all up for you and just wrap it tightly as a present and give it to you, it's a one-stop shop. So hit up J Markets, let them know what you need, how much time you need from it, and gives you your time back. So yeah, I think
I'm gonna just
that's
add one
it.
more thing.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
One random thing.
Go ahead.
I know that we haven't been consistent with the podcast, but we are trying our
Mm-hmm.
best, and I think that
Yeah.
moving forward we'll have more of a better schedule just because of
Mm-hmm.
work for both of us.
Yeah.
Um, but also like if there's anything you guys want us to react, um, let us know. Music, movies, TV shows, definitely down to do any of those reactions for all of you. So just drop us a DM or we'll make a poll and see what people are interested in.
Yeah. It looks like yeah. I think that's gonna be something that we really want to do. I mean, we haven't reacted to things lately, and we really want to get on top of it for you guys. Get that perspective from you, and you know, see what your thoughts are.
Yep,
So we did it.
we did the damn
Good.
thing.
It's good to be back, and this has been the J Square Podcast.